everybody, and welcome back to another episode. Happy Tuesday, guys. Thank you guys for being here. So, as you guys already know, no action whatsoever, not even a little bit. But Brandon Davis with some action, huh? I don't know who that is, but it sounds fancy. So, yeah, guys, we got some Superman pictures. We got a video from, Hot Toys posted it, where the Superman actor's getting, I guess some type of interview, and you got Lois Lane, you got, what's his name? Lex Luthor there, right? All the actors, and they bring out, I'm going to play the video for you guys, and they bring out the Superman figure, the prototype of the Superman figure. Can you imagine? Insane. So we'll see what we get into, guys, unless you guys have something interesting that you want to bring up during the stream, let me know. If not, it's going to be a short one, and then we're out of here because there's no action from Hot Toys. Guys, there's 14 of you guys in there. Please hit the like button if you haven't yet. Thank you guys for being here as well. We got Michael in the house. Welcome, my friend.
Hello!
Welcome. Happy Tuesday. Uncarded in the house. Welcome, my friend.
Hello!
Welcome. Let's see who else is in the house. Surviving through a monsoon right now. Yeah, no, we're getting rained on too right now. Really crazy. Luch!
I'm doing!
Luch, so wait, that's it? Honeymoon's over? Are you back to life, or are you still away at the San Diego port? Oh, Luch. Come on, Faz. We got some Cosby's to discuss. It's my friend. Welcome.
I'm doing!
Welcome. Bow.
How you doing?
Bow. Says, I knew that 8:30 was looking a little a little early. Oh my god. Oh my god. Exactly. Fast putting the old garlic peasant bait and he said bait and switch. Oh my god, you guys are insane. Oh my god. He said fix your damn computer. Yeah, no, guys, I need my computer very soon. Don't worry. The moment you guys see my videos get better, that's when you'll know I got a new computer. Ron, how are you, my friend? Welcome.
Konnichiwa means what's up.
Welcome. We got Carlo in the house. How are you, my friend?
Charlie, my friend, Charlie Brigante, how you doing?
Welcome. Let's see who else. We got Joe in the house. How are you, my friend?
How you doing?
Anyone going to pre-order the new Skywalker Disguise 2.0 version? Looks sick. Good evening to you all. Happy Canada Day to my fellow Canadians. Hot that like button. I don't know what the Skywalker Disguise 2.0 is. So please explain what that means, Joe. Unless it's some bootleg thing you're buying over there in Canada. This guy. Thanks, Joe. Thanks for your compliment, Joe. I was going to ask the same thing, T800. How to it being so quiet? Yeah, I know. Exactly. I was thinking the same thing. I said, something's coming. I said, there's no way that they're just chilling in the background like this. The whole week of the Ghostbusters, right, announcement that Friday, right? We didn't get anything really that week. And now this week, right? So far, the Superman, but it's not even released, right? The announcement's not even released by Hot Toys. So something's coming, guys. Guys, there's 27 of you guys in there. Please hit that like button if you haven't yet. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys, for being here. Don't forget to hit the like button. Solo Echo, how are you, my friend? Welcome.
How you doing?
That inner Michael Jackson looks pretty great. Are you getting it, Solo? Are you getting it? Let me know if you're getting it. Because if you really like it, if you really think that looks great and you're not getting it, why are you not getting it? But if you are getting it, I want to see pictures. Chris, how are you, my friend? Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome. Chris, how are you, my friend? Nice, on time. Look at you.
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up.
That's a first, Chris. Gerardo, how are you, my friend? Welcome.
I'm doing.
Hello, collectors. Got the game toys Noctis from Final Fantasy 15 incoming this week. Super hype. See, that's one line, and I think I told you guys this already before. I never got into Final Fantasy anything, whether video games, figure, none of that stuff. None of it. It was never appealing. I was never like, oh, that looks cool. Never got into RPG games with any console, Nintendo. And I think it comes from the fact that my very first, when I got my Nintendo system, my NES, somebody gave me a game called The Dragon's Lair, I believe it's called. I think it was called that, The Dragon's Lair, The Dragon something. And it was an RPG game. It was kind of like Zelda, but I didn't know what the hell was going on. And ever since then, I've never been into any of that stuff. Action in the box. How are you, my friend? Welcome.
Konnichiwa means what's up.
There's 31 of you guys in here. Please hit that like button if you haven't yet. Thank you guys for being here as well. Ron says, well, we could always talk about Labubu. That seems to be the unholy thing spreading through the collector community. Yeah, so apparently I heard about that. Apparently those things are demonic. I don't know what they are. I don't know what they're from. But they don't look, it just looks like a weird looking little, thing. But yeah, I did hear they're demonic, so I will not be going anywhere near that stuff. Whoever is, God bless you. God bless you. Guys, there's 34 of you guys here. Please hit that like button if you haven't yet. 14 likes so far. Please, guys, hit the like button. There's 32. 2 garlics left. We got Big Dog in the house. How are you, my friend? Welcome.
Konnichiwa means what's up.
Guys, don't forget to hit that like button, please. Tijuana, how are you, my friend? Welcome.
I'm doing.
Welcome. Perhaps the raise for the 20-year-old plush. Just got one for my daughter. They're selling. Yes, I'm saying. But again, all I heard about them is that it's the new trend and they're demonic. How? I don't know. Where did they come from? I don't know. But that's what I heard. So be careful, Carlo. Ash says Deadpool tonight. He said Deadpool tonight. Unbelievable. Ash with the Deadpool. Ash with the Deadpool. Unbelievable, Ash. Unbelievable. Ash, we gotta talk about that. We gotta talk about this. Oh my god. Let's see who else is in here before we get started. So like I said, guys, if you got any topics, any questions, anything you want to talk about tonight, let me know. Because again, all we have is Superman, and then after that is it. And it's only a few pictures, right? We got the video, we only got a few pictures. So any questions, start asking them now, start thinking about them now. Also, guys, I don't know if you guys remember this. Nefty, when Nefty was on stream a couple weeks ago, we talked about having a 24-hour stream. It looks like they're watching my stream, and all of a sudden, a bunch of channels are doing a 24-hour stream after I announce mine. So again, copying the God. What else is new? So don't forget, guys, stay tuned because it's going to happen. We still got to figure out, how or when, but it will happen. It's going to be a blast. I have a couple ideas already of what, how to keep it going. Obviously, there's going to be times where nobody's going to be on. Hopefully that doesn't happen. But again, I will be on the entire 24 hours, most likely. So stay tuned for that because it's going to be awesome. Let's see. Ask Bobby and Crow about the new Luke Skywalker 2.0 version. Oh, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. I think I know what you're talking about. At least I think I know what you're talking about. Let's see. Amazing stop motions. How are you? Welcome. Nice to see you. First time here. Welcome. Welcome. Happy Tuesday, my friend. I'm always, he said I'm always on time. I got Ricardo. How are you, my friend? Welcome back. Nice to see you.
I'm doing.
Welcome. Oh my God, another super chat already from this guy. Deadpool Tanabe Ryder, who's coming with me. It'll be bigger than the Trump one. Unbelievable. See, always picking on the king.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you, bro.
No, you.
No, thank you, bro.
Thank you.
No, thank you, bro.
No, seriously, you.
No, seriously, thank you, bro.
No, for real, you.
No, thank you.
Thank you, my friend, as always. Guys, wait a minute. This is so not happening right now. So there are 33 of you guys in here and 17 likes. I do not think this is happening right now. So please hit that like button immediately. If you're having trouble finding the like button, maybe this stream is not for you, because it should be very simple to find and very simple to hit. So please, if you're here watching, hit that like button. If you don't want to, I'm sorry to say this is most likely not for you. Not demonic, guys. Come on. No, again, I don't know anything about it. That's all I heard about it, that it was demonic figures, demonic little toys. Again, from where? How are they demonic? I don't know. But that's what I heard. So that's why I said be careful, because I don't know what the story is behind them. Leo, how are you, my friend? Welcome. Hello. Welcome. My little daughter has one of those. They're cute. But that's what I'm saying. Just because they're cute does not mean there's no meaning behind it, right? Just because you think they're nice looking, or they're nice looking toys, or they're popular, right? None of that means that they can't be demonic. None of that means that they can't be, have a bad meaning or a different meaning than what we're looking at, right? That's what I'm saying. We don't know where those things came from. We just know that it's a trend and everybody wants one. But what is it? That's what I'm saying. So that's all I'm saying. I don't know anything about it, but do some research. You'll find something out. I just had some spaghetti bolognese with garlic. He said it with garlic. Oh my God. Unbelievable, big dog. Unreal. Guys, there's 34 of you guys in here. Please hit that like button if you haven't yet. We should be at least 33 likes right now. We have 34 watching. And thank you guys for being here. Hot Tub has been quiet lately. Sasha looks like isn't going on. Yeah, no, I'm telling you, it's going to be a while before they go back to Comic-Con. Even though Toys Wonderland is gone, even though they've been making a killing now again with all these pre-orders constantly, these ready to ship figures, right, for the past 2 years. The problem is that I can only imagine how much more expensive everything got at these conventions, right? The space that they got. I remember how Sideshow was, I never saw them, but from what I hear, they were the biggest booth there. So imagine how much money they had to put out for that. And again, they did it forever, right? They did it forever for a reason. They had the money. They were making that money. For whatever reason, they stopped, obviously, most likely because of money. But I can tell you they haven't caught up yet, because there's no other reason why they wouldn't show up. So they don't have the money to put out. They don't want to put that money out, right? To get their booth and be there for however many days, because it's, again, most likely very expensive. And the fact that they're in San Diego as it is, right? They're not in San Diego, California, right? They should be right, from what I understand, they should be very close to the convention, but you still, got to pay employees. You got to, like I said, you got to pay for the space. right? Transportation, food, all these things. So they have to put out money for all this stuff. So until Sideshow starts making money again, like real money, because, you know, the fact that Toys Wonderland is gone, right, doesn't really mean much. The damage is done. What did Toys Wonderland do, right? It exposed a weakness from Sideshow, which is what? Getting the figures immediately. When there was no, not that there were no, when buying overseas wasn't a thing, right? It wasn't a common thing. It wasn't a popular thing. A lot of people, if they got anything from overseas, it was through eBay usually, right? There was no Pop Collectibles. There was no Toy for Kiddos. There was none of those things. And if they were not popular in the U.S. So that's what I'm saying. I was around forever. I never knew about these websites, right? So what Toys Wonderland did, and again, not only them, because, you know, there were other companies around before Toys Wonderland, so it's not specifically Toys Wonderland. But what these companies like Toys Wonderland do to Sideshow is it started making people realize, hey, I don't have to wait 2 months after the figure's released to get it from Sideshow. I could just get it immediately, pay a little bit more, and get it right from the source, right from Hong Kong. Right. So when people saw this, and people obviously who do YouTube and who like the attention of getting figures first, they jumped on that. So Toys Wonderland was just the one that became the most, you know, problematic one of everybody. But Pop Collectibles still around, even though, you know, with their issues, still around. You know, Toys for Kiddos, no issues whatsoever. A little bit more price than everybody else, but you'll be the safest with that page. Right? I'll stand behind it all day long. Any issues that you may have with that page, you can message me, which again, you're not going to have any issues with them whatsoever. If you're going to have any issues, it will be here in customs, right? And customs are the ones who hold your packages. If anything ever happens to a package, it's usually lost at customs. So that's what I mean. So all these web pages, all these websites, what they did was they exposed the one weakness of Sideshow, which was the wait time. So people, I want my figure now. I'm not getting everything Hot Toys. Therefore, I could afford spending an extra $30, $40, $50 getting my figure, you know, immediately. Because again, I don't have to get this one and then the next one and then the next one where that becomes too expensive, right? You're spending way too much money, way too much extra money unnecessarily to get these figures sooner when you could be waiting for Sideshow, or even like Mike does, even cheaper by going to other websites and literally Pop Culture. You wait literally pretty much another 4 to 6 months after the figure's out. It feels like, at least. I know I've ordered there a couple of times, and the figures on pre-order or whatever, it takes a while. A while after, you know, after everybody gets it, Sideshow sends theirs out, everybody else gets theirs, boom. Then Pop Culture, months later, will send them out. Right? So that's the thing, you know, they're not going to be going back until they're comfortable with their money, with their bank account, right? When they know that they can spare that money, right? We don't know how much they spend. Let's say, you know, just a ballpark number. Let's say it's 10,000, which again seems like, I don't know. You know, I don't know what they charge for these booths. And then again, the size of the booth, the size of the space that they take up is insane. So let's say $10,000, which I feel like it should be more than that. But let's say $10,000, right? They need to make sure that they have that money there for every single day, right? As a backup, right? Are they going to go in there? Again, I've never seen Sideshow in person. Ever since I started going to Comic-Con, New York Comic-Con, they've never been there. So I don't know if they sell stuff at their booth. I don't know if they got merchandise there. I don't know. You know, I don't know how that works with Sideshow. So my thing would be, would they be able to sell merch there to make the amount of money that they paid to be at that convention? Because I would assume, right? If I were Sideshow and I had enough merch to sell there at my booth to make up for whatever it is that I paid to be at the convention. Why wouldn't I do it? Even if it's stuff at discount that I know I can't get rid of for retail, I know I can't sell, and it's just sitting, bring it to New York Comic Con, San Diego Comic Con, put it out there, right? Bring it with you, display it, sell it. Let's say the piece is, let's say it's a statue, right? $900 for a statue. Put it down for $650. You make some money. It's not sitting in your warehouse. And you got rid of it. So again, that's just what I would do. I don't know what the hell they're gonna do. Fabs do it during Comic-Con. I think Luch is doing San Diego Comic-Con. Hopefully, if he has service this year. How many likes, guys? We got 36 of you guys in here. Let me know how many likes we're up to. We should be up to 36 by now. Basement sleep stream. Basement. Oh, I see what you're saying, dude. See, the thing is, there's no service at Comic-Con. New York Comic-Con, there is, at the Javits Center, there is zero service. At least I don't have any service, right? So that's the only thing that sucks. If I could do it live, I would. I told you guys I would. It's impossible. There's literally zero service over there. So it's annoying. Fast 24-hour stream. You should have one of your channel supporters show up on stream. No, I'm telling you, we're gonna plan something nice, something fun. Obviously, whatever channel member wants to join us is invited. You guys can stay as long as you can, right? As long as you want. But yeah, no, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna talk about everything. We'll talk about everything, literally. I'm not gonna tell you guys too much because, like I said, clearly, other channels are watching and they're listening and they're copying because they're not original. So that's why I need to limit what I say. Do you collect amazing stop? Oh my God. Unbelievable. Bobby, where the hell were you? Only 20 likes. What's going on? All right. We have a problem. We have a problem here, guys. We have a problem. We got 34 and 37 watch. All right, so we're gonna stop here until we catch up. Chris, please keep me updated with the likes, because it looks like we're having a little issue. Looks like the raid is about to come out because the roaches are in full effect. Let's see. Albert, how are you, my friend? Welcome. Welcome. Guys, hit the like button. There's 37 of you guys here, and hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button. It's not like you don't hear me hitting that like button. So hit the like button. Let's see. William, look at you. How are you?
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up.
Your face is a bad meaning. I don't even know what that means, but obviously this is for all your support. Oh my God. The competition is going for demonic to stop the flow. The competition is going for demonic to stop the flow. They're getting expensive. The competition is going for... Oh, I see what you're saying. So you're saying they're trying to badmouth the product because why would anybody, out of anything you can say about a product, you can say the product has asbestos, you can say the product has mercury, you can say the product comes from a sweatshop, you can say literally anything. You're going to tell me that a company is going to say, yo, call them demonic. Nah, never, ever. In a million. If somebody wants to bash you, okay, the last thing they want to say is, hey, you're demonic. They will call you anti-Semitic before they call you demonic. Okay. So that's not something that companies use as a, let's bash them. Let's taint their name with demonic. It ain't happening. But not with that. They will find you that it's full of chemicals, that it's full of sugar, that it's, again, obviously it's a toy. I'm talking about in general, right? What a company will say to try to taint somebody else's product, right? Oh, it's full of sugar. it's full of, forever chemicals. It's never demonic. And you never seen anything that says, hey guys, don't touch that because it's demonic. Never. They'll always bash it. They'll demonize it with something regarding the actual product, not spiritual stuff. Never. Because if you think about it, you, for example, right now, right? You think demonic. You're like, oh, what are you talking about demonic? Because spirituality is something that people don't really care for, don't really think about. Right. And at the end of the day, a lot of things are spiritual that we're not even aware of. That's the problem. So we get hit with spiritual attacks, and a lot of people are like, oh, it's a toy. And that's the problem. Again, I'm not saying that the toy is. I'm just telling you what I heard. Michael, how are you, my friend? Welcome. Nice to see ya. Where are you?
Konnichiwa means what's up.
How many likes, guys? Let's see. We should be at 34 at least right now. Let me see. 20. Oh, hell nah. All right, so I'm going to stop speaking until we're caught up. Keep me updated, guys. This is insane. This is disrespectful. Let's see. It's not worth it to go to San Diego Comic-Con when they are doing Sideshow Con. Well, that's the thing, right? The only reason they're doing Sideshow Con is because they're not going to Comic-Con, and they have to stay relevant to being involved in Comic-Con, period. That's the only reason why, right? They can't just be like, well, we're not going to San Diego Comic-Con. We're just not going to be open and not going to be involved in anything regarding Comic-Con. It ain't going to happen. Right? So they have to get involved, and they have to continue, however it is, promoting product, which is what they do. They promote Hot Toys, they promote Sideshow, they promote statues, they promote, right? Because they sell them, so they got to promote them. So they can't just be like, I'm done. I can't go to San Diego Comic-Con, so I got to stop promoting. Never. Right? So that's their way of doing it in-house, saving money. Right? They still get their views on their channel because guess what? People want to see what's up. So that's all that's happened. That's the only reason why that's happened. Right? They have to stay relevant. They have to stay active during San Diego Comic-Con and New York Comic-Con. Right? Not so much New York, but San Diego, of course. So that's why that's happening. Sideshow booth used to be the star. There you go. Again, I've never seen it. I mean, I've seen pictures and stuff, but I've never been there live. I never saw it at New York Comic-Con either, because by the time I started going with Mike, they were not going anymore. And it's funny. Mike invited me 2021, and I believe they were still there that year. I didn't go, and Mike didn't go. And I think that was the last year they went, because then I went 2022, and they were not there anymore. So I missed them by 1 year. 24 likes, 37 watching. Guys, hit the like button, please. 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 Please, please. Fabs, yes, it does, but you get your figures every time, even one Sideshow can't ship to me, which is BS, by the way. Oh, no. That's the thing, right? You get them from Pop every time because you're local, right? So I get it. I see what you're saying. I get it. But you get good prices from Pop, though. That's a good thing, too. You get amazing prices over there. Once Paul Autumn Alex left Sideshow, social present really dropped. Paul was the Mexican guy, I believe. Paul Hernandez or Paul Fernandez. I forget what his name was. I think that was him. Autumn, I don't know who that was. Alex, I don't really know Alex either. Yeah, see, I used to see that guy Paul a lot on Sideshow stuff, promoting their stuff. Ever since he left, I don't really see. You're right. I don't really see them promoting stuff. So yeah, kind of weird. Kind of weird. Guys, there's 35 of you guys here. Please hit that like button if you haven't yet. let's see. No, that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that you're wrong, right? I'm not saying that you're wrong. Because companies do that to each other, right? Companies will attack each other. They'll pay for example, I'm going to give you a perfect example. I'm going to give you a perfect example. The food pyramid, right? Remember the food pyramid? They told you have to eat all this bread and all these carbs and all this stuff. Where did this come from? Right? Companies, right? Like food companies, right? Like drug companies, they pay for studies, right? They pay, keyword, pay. They pay for studies to be done for whatever product they want to put on the market. And for people to accept it, they'll pay for studies, right? So they'll tell you that cereal, it was a study that found that cereal was the most amazing thing for kids in the morning. You don't know anything about that study. All you know is that somebody in a commercial told you, study shows that cereal is amazing for kids. And you go, oh, as a parent, you go, well, the commercial told me this is great for kids, so I'm going to give it to my kid. Again, you don't know what you're feeding your kid, but a commercial told you, so you go, okay. So that's how they get around. They pay for these things, You garlic's not better. Hit the yes, guys. Please hit the like button if you haven't yet. 32 in here. We should be at 32 likes at least. If you don't like the stream, you don't have to hit the like button, but please stay away from the stream. Block the channel if hitting the like button is not for you, because neither is the stream. Very disrespectful, no love. Exactly. That's what I don't understand. Why are you here? If hitting the like button is not for you, why are you here? I will never understand. Carlo, you must be rich. Carlo is loaded. Carlo, let me tell you a little story about Carlo. Carlo is the epitome of when a person plays a possum. You know what I mean? Like they play dead and they're really not. They're just ready to that's their defense mechanism. Carlo is the collector that says, oh man, I got to save 15 paychecks for one figure, but then he's getting fire after fire after fire, but he don't tell nobody nothing. Carlos, tell him, Carlo, tell him the truth. Oh my God, this guy. Let's see. Your face is a food. Your face is a food pyramid. Oh my God, this guy. Fabs, no, you do. My dollars are higher than your. Oh, really? Wait. Your dollars are higher? So a Canadian dollar is worth more than a dollar? I didn't know that. No, you made a good point. I was thinking about retailers more than the big. No, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. They do that. That's it. It's part of the game, right? It's part of the game. They try to stain themselves with, and just like they do it as a positive thing, like I just mentioned, right? They started with, for example, we at least now, everybody knows that processed seed oils are no good for you, right? So cotton seeds, safflower, sunflower, corn oil, vegetable oil, right? When have you seen a vegetable give off oil? Never. But this is what we're sold. This is what we're giving to ourselves. So what happens? They'll come out with a study saying that these processed seed oils are good for the body. They'll put the Heart Association logo on them because it's heart healthy. Meanwhile, it's killing you. That is 100% a company, a corporation paying for a study to tell people this is good for you. Meanwhile, it's going to kill you. It's that simple, Is this collective stream or food food group? This is for the obese people like you, Joe, who have a food addiction and need to learn about a diet and lifestyle change. Okay, garlic knot. No, wait, hold on, mentiroso. This guy, unbelievable. Oh man, so he lied. He lied to me too, bro. It's not like one both on my screen. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it so much. Yes, guys, please hit that like button. 36 of you guys in here. All right, so let's get started, guys. Since, like I said, it's not much anyway, so let's get into the fire right away. So a couple of images, nothing great, right? Because again, nothing's been announced officially yet on Hot Toys, right? But obviously, it's coming soon. We already had we had the tease for the announcement a couple weeks ago, and here we are with the images. I can tell you, it is crazy the way this was unveiled, right? On that interview that I told you guys about, which was kind of very, it was weird for Hot Toys to send out, right? Again, I don't know what location they were at, but he says, the guy Brandon, Davis, again, I don't know who the guy is. He says, this is the only one in the world. How the hell did they get that one figure from Hot Toys wherever the hell they went?
Oh, halfway.
And I can tell you, it's not literally the only one. I can tell you that, right? I can tell you it's a prototype, but I can tell I 99.9% guarantee you that Hot Toys did not ship this figure to this guy or whoever or wherever they were just for that. And then it's like, all right, well, ship it back to me now. Risk losing it, risk breaking it in transit, risk, having customs take the figure. It ain't gonna happen. That's what I'm saying. It's crazy how they got him one. Period. How they got one. That's crazy. But not that that's the only one. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Unless they're like sitting in Hong Kong, right? And they got that guy, Brandon Davis, the figure from Hong Kong. Maybe. I see that happening way more than somebody shipped the figure, the only figure in the world, to whoever, got it. And then, all right, ship it back now. Absolutely not. Again, only because of the fact that if it really is the only one and it's coming from Hong Kong, it's got to pass customs. If it's going through customs and somebody at customs wants to take the figure for review or to check it, or you got a random, box opening, and then they keep the figure, then what? Then what? Then obviously they could make another one. That's not the problem. But it's a problem. So that would never happen. So I can tell you that's not the only one. It wouldn't make sense for that to be the only one. Let me see. I am more hyped for Fantastic Four than Diaper Man. Diaper Man. So disrespectful. So disrespectful. Yes, Hot Toys did. Brandon does a lot of movie interviews and promos. He's big Toys Hot Toys supporter. He got first new Grogu prototype also for review. So, guys, as you see, this comment is coming from Uncarded. Do what you're reading right now with a take it with a, what do you call it? Oh my God, what's the saying? Anyway, don't believe what you're reading. I forgot what the saying says. Don't read what you're don't believe everything you hear. I know the guy Brandon. I've seen him on on a lot of Hot Toys stuff. I know he's got a pretty big collection. I believe his collection is like on a wall, right? It looks like he's in like a warehouse, but I'm assuming. I don't know anything about the guy, but I've seen that, right? I've seen a video of his saying, the biggest Hot Toys collection, and it's him showing it on a wall. Again, I don't know whose collection that is. I don't know if it's his, but I know he's very into, he's always involved with Hot Toys and stuff like that, which again, crazy. But I don't know, why he's so involved. I don't know who he is that he's so involved with Hot Toys. I don't know what he does, that he's so involved with Hot Toys. But again, very cool to be in that position. You know what I mean? To get all the Hot Toys, or get to see at least all the Hot Toys, behind the scenes stuff. I believe he's met Howard. So cool, cool stuff. Hell no, I'm barely in here. This, how are you, my friend?
Hello!
Welcome. I dropped the like though. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. If you leave, don't talk to me ever again. Carter says I literally is the only one. The actual prototype this he painted. Go look up. Guys, again. He doesn't even know what he's saying right now. How does he know? Okay. How does he know that this is the one JC Hong painted? The JC Hong said, guys, this is the only one I painted. Here's proof that this is the only one I painted. See, this is what I mean. This is why you can't believe everything you hear from Uncarded now. Okay, he got me with that figure hideout shit. He got me good because again, I didn't know anything about it. The moment I saw figure hideout making a video on So-So Toys, I knew that was 1,000 billion%
Wrong.
because Hot Toys will never mingle and do product reviews for another company, third-party company at that, stealing their stuff, making product that they've made or that they could be making, right? They're not going to support a third-party company. So that was wrong from Uncarded 100%. So ever since that, now I got to be very cautious and very careful to what he says because I can't just repeat. Again, I trusted him 1,000,000,000% until he ruined that trust all by himself. And how can you restore that trust, Uncarded?
Don't worry, I'll wait.
Oh my God. So, there you go. Yes, with a grain of thank you, Bob. I was like, salt. I was gonna say salt, but I was like, with what of salt? Yes. So anything from Uncarded from now on, take it with a grain of salt. Okay? It's that simple. That's simple. I'm not saying that he's wrong, but most likely he is
Wrong.
Let me see what you guys are saying. JC Hunt literally responded Brandon's clip on his personal Instagram. He said what? He responded what? Hey, you did get the only one I painted. Yay! Is that what he said? Is that what he said, Uncarded?
Don't worry, I'll wait.
He said, hey, Brandon, be careful. You got the only copy I painted. Is that what he said, Uncarded?
Don't worry, I'll wait.
That's what I'm saying. How are you so sure that's the only one that was made? You don't know that. So is that what he said? Send me, Uncarded, send me a screenshot of what he responded to, and I'll tell you if that's what he said. But until then,
don't worry, I'll wait.
Let's see. Hard to trust J&D. Exactly. Oh my God. Brandon also received the Darth Vader artisan from Howard himself. Go look. No. I just said that. I know that he's balls deep with Hot Toys. I literally just said he met Howard. I know all of this, but that has nothing to do with what you're saying of him getting the only one. That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about him and Howard and him and Hot Toys. We know that he's balls deep. What I'm saying is that just because JC commented on his page does not mean he got the only one. Just because he commented on his page does not mean that what he said is true about this is the only one. Again, why would Hot Toys risk getting this package? Again, I don't know what location they're at. They could be in Hong Kong for all you know. I don't know where this interview is. But let's say they're in the U.S., right? This prototype of Superman is not in the U.S. It is in Hong Kong. So they have to ship this to the U.S., right? Only one, the prototype. Very valuable piece that could get stuck, whether lost in transit, get stopped by customs, kept by customs, right? If the figure, again, gets lost, what happens? So you think when they make one prototype, they literally just sit there, one single figure? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I can guarantee you they most likely make about 3. They're not going to make one single one and then, oh, that's it. They're not going to pay one. Absolutely not. They definitely do trial. They'll do one and then, all right, this one didn't come out as good. Let's see. Let me try this. I can guarantee you. The actual prototype is the head sculpt without it being painted. Right? That what it looks like. Then the paint application can change depending on what the artist wants to do. And then once they see that, all right, I like this look, then that's what they'll keep for obviously their painted prototype. And then they go from there. You know? So again, I'm not saying that they don't have a relationship uncarded. I stated that multiple times. It's just that doesn't mean that he really got one, the only one in the world. Never. Final stay here. This is trash. Oh my god. Thank you for staying, my friend. Thank you for staying. This is you right now. We are going Tuesday for the Amazon sneak peek of Superman. Oh, look at that. Where William, where are you going? Fabs is just upset because the secret is reported. Jessic, typical PSYOP collector. Unbelievable. You needed to say this before that comment.
Have you heard of a PSYOP?
Oh my god. Guys, there's 34 of you guys here. Please hit that like button if you haven't yet. Thank you guys for being here as well. It says reposted, not responded. Oh, sorry, I didn't see that. I read responded. Learn to read English. This guy, no respect. No respect. Yeah, no, I did read responded. But no, so again, reposted. Even worse. He didn't even respond. He reposted. That means he only shared his stuff. Again, I'm not saying that they're not friendly. I'm not saying that they don't know each other. They clearly do. Right? Like I said, the guy, Brandon, has met Howard. Not everybody can say that. Right? So if there's something there, what is it? Where does it come from? I have no idea. Who's Brandon? I have no clue. But he's balls deep with them. Again, very cool spot to be in. If Brandon says it's the only one, it's the only one. Same with Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool. They literally send out custom one-offs for people they like. Don't be jealous. No. Like, again, I'm not saying that they don't do that, but I can tell you, look, you just said it. They literally send out custom one-offs. There's your answer right there. So they do more than one. Because you're going to tell me that they sent it to them or like to keep, because I know you and you know this, and you guys know this too. They send figures to actors to keep. Right? For them to keep. Because they're playing that role. Right? So you're going to tell me that they make one and they go, here you go. Keep our one custom and we're not going to make nothing else. Impossible. It doesn't make sense. I'm saying they don't make one and then that's it. No, they have to make multiple prototypes to see what looks best. And then from there, they go, wow, all right, it's this one. But they don't make one and then, all right, this one's the one that's going to go around the world to fucking presentation. It doesn't work like that. It does not work like that. Because anything goes wrong, they have a problem. And again, like I said, is it really a problem? No, because they just make another one right away. So it's not like it's a one-of-one thing that can't be replicated, that can never be made again, that is once that it's lost, it's gone. No. Right? That's what I'm saying. It's not that big of a deal if that even happens. Because they could easily make more. So if, let's say he, you're right, on Carter. Let's say he did send the only one. So Howard is not keeping one for himself? Oh, so that means that Howard's going to make another one and keep it for himself. Oh, okay. So does it really matter? That's what I'm saying. You know, it's just, if it wasn't something that couldn't be replicated or remade again, you better believe they're not going to be shipping this anywhere. Period. It's just that simple. You know, but because it's a figure that they're going to make 10,000 of anyway, right? They have to make a few of them. Now, the head sculpt, okay? The head sculpt. You think, because remember, the body, they got a trillion. The outfits, they got a trillion. The head sculpt, right? Remember, the prototype head sculpt, let's say they made one, right? The one that they're keeping. I can guarantee you they make more than one, but let's say the one. All right, we're keeping this one. So they made one prototype of a head sculpt. They painted that prototype, nothing else, just one head, put it on the body, and then here you go. Let's start shipping it around. We don't have any more head sculpts. We don't have any more anything. This is the only one made. That makes no sense. That's what I'm saying. Because if anything, the one thing that would be, the one of one would be the head sculpt. The bodies, we know they got a ton, right? The outfits, they got to make a ton. Obviously, eventually, at some point, they got to make a ton of head sculpts too. But the one thing that the artist has to sit there and do is not the body and it's not the outfit. It's the sculpting of the head sculpt that takes the longest out of everything regarding this figure. So that's my point. They're not going to be like, oh, we only have one head sculpt. Oh, it's only one painted. Here you go, Brandon. Don't lose it, though. Never. Never, ever, 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 ever. That's my point. Just like Weed on Butcher, the J, I'm so glad Snyder released his cut Carlos. You can't guarantee anything when it comes to Hot Toys. I am closer to being a Hot Toys insider than you are. And you are 100% correct. And that's why I always trusted you. Why do I tell you guys all the time? If I know that somebody's involved in this community way more than I am, which is pretty much everybody, because all I do is literally collect. I'm not in the groups looking for shit. I'm not in the groups talking shit. I'm not in the groups looking for anything or looking at anything, right? So you guys tell me something, I run with it because you guys are more involved with the community than I am. And I told you guys this plenty. So when you say something, I'm like, he knows that it's got to be true because he's involved in this. You watch all the streamers, you watch all the YouTubers, you're way more involved. So that's why I've never even questioned anything you've ever said. And you know that until the, what do you call it, comment? The comment that we make fun of now all the time. But I know that I don't know everything, which is why I count on you guys. You guys give me information. I run with it because I know that you guys are more involved. But if I find out that what I said, which I told you guys last stream, if I said something wrong that came from somebody else and I just repeated it because I didn't know, and I find out that it's wrong, I'm going to tell you guys what's right. So that's the thing. You are 100% correct. You are way more of an insider than I am because I'm not involved like that. You are a billion times, which it makes it worse that you're lying and making shit up. That's even worse. Because at least before I was like, oh, let me count on Carter because I know he's balls deep in everything. But then when you're making shit up, it's like, all right, inside of these nuts, you give me wrong information. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Mitchell, how are you, my friend? Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
I'm doing.
I'm waiting on the ballerina figure. Do you think we'll get John Wick from it also? So like I told you guys before, we had this conversation regarding ballerina. So obviously, we've never had a ballerina figure, right? So she's coming. But because of the fact that, number one, John Wick figure was a 10 all day long. That suit was a 10 all day long. What they did to the suit, right? What they did to that little vest, it's all magnetized, which there's no buttons, there's nothing, which is awesome, right? Literally magnet strips they put on the vest so you could just literally snap it on and it looks immaculate. The suit texture, the suit tailoring, the undershirt, the white shirt, how it looks without the vest and the jacket, right? For the dual look, right? With the brown gun, the accessories that it comes with. If you get the special edition, you get the rifle, the fancier rifle, right? The figure is incredible. The head sculpt is the best. What's his name? Keanu Reeves head sculpt that we've gotten from a John Wick. It is a billion times better than the John Wick 2 head sculpt. It is a billion times better than the Johnny silver hand head sculpt. It is a billion times better than the Neo head sculpt, right? So do I think it's coming? Absolutely. The only problem I see is, and again, it's not a problem, it's just where I go, right? They've used Wolverine's head sculpt 3 times, same expression, same exact thing 3 times. John Wick, right? If you guys have the figure, if you haven't seen it or you have seen it, you notice that the expression on the mouth is open. So slightly open mouth, right? Are they going to reuse that? They could. Clearly, they're using Wolverine 3 times. Why can't they do a John Wick? Right? So they could. Or they could just give us a different expression, which I don't think they're going to, I don't think they're going to do on a John Wick. If they use, a Wolverine 3 times, why wouldn't they do a John Wick twice? So they could. Now, are they going to give us interchangeable hair? Most likely not, because it's not his movie. So we may get just your standard, clean look for John Wick. If they want to go all out and give us the 2 hair pieces, then absolutely, right? Nobody's going to complain about that because they look great. But that's where I'm at with it. I think they will, right? I think they should. And because they just made that figure, that John Wick figure, I think they'll utilize something from it and they'll do it. I don't see why they wouldn't do it. It's easy money. And because the figure was that good, I think it's a no-brainer for them to make it. And that's exactly what I said last time. So I think it's coming. It should come at least. It absolutely works like that. It's good. All right, guys. Carter says it works like that.
I don't think so.
Guys, there's 38 of you guys in here. Please hit that like button if you haven't yet. We should be at 38 likes. Somebody please let me know how many likes we're up to, because we should be at 38. This is disgusting tonight. This is disgusting. Disgusting. Let's see. Where is Electra? Yeah, I know. We need everybody. It's done by computer now, Faz. I know that you aren't familiar with computer technology. Unbelievable. Wait, what do you mean? What's done by computer? Oh, the prototype stuff, you mean? If something's done by computer, right? You still need a physical product, right? You need something tangible. You need something to be able to ship out to people, right? So even if it's done by computer, you still got that save file where they're going to make it again and again and again. That's what I'm saying. What do you mean? El Fieri, how are you, my friend? Long time. I feel like I haven't seen you.
Hello!
I own all the 1/6 Superman versions in the market, but I'm not sure about this one. Movie won't be too good, and Hot Tools will surely be announcing a better version after this one. Well, I mean, that's always possible. I don't know what you mean by another version. If you mean that there is going to be another movie version, if there's another movie, of course. I don't know that there will be another Superman version, made for this movie. I don't think so. Again, I'm not saying you're wrong. I haven't seen the movie yet. Nobody's seen the movie yet, so we don't know. You could be 1,000% right. I can tell you right now, I doubt it. The only thing that would make sense to require or to justify a second Superman would be, a different suit, right? A battle damage suit. But as you can see, they're already giving you, the iconic base of the Fortress of Solitude, right? So they're showing you this is just like they did with the Christopher Reeve Superman, right? The same exact style of base. This one's a little bit smaller. Obviously, the other one was massive with those long pieces of plastic to give you the effect of the, the ice crystals. So again, it could be a battle damage. We're not getting a black suit. This is not that type of movie, so we're not going to get a black suit, right? So the only other thing that I see happening, if they're making another one, would be a battle damage. And again, that's just from not even seeing the movie, right? So as of right now, I can tell you most likely this is going to be the only Superman. If there are more movies, we're going to get different suits, right? Updated suits, different color tones, different designs on the suits like they did with everybody else. But when it comes to a different, another figure on top of this, 99.9, I doubt it. But again, I hope we do. I hope we do, but I don't think so. Harold, my friend, welcome. Nice to
Hello!
welcome. Like President Trump said, I wasn't wrong. I was being. It's like President Trump said. This guy. 31 like guys. Please hit the like button. There's 34 of you guys in here. Thank you guys for hitting that like button. Please. Hot Toys Collector, welcome back.
Hello!
I know you don't like Inar. This is a burner, 100%. But Inar has been very quietly active recently, releasing a few figures. The Wukong figure, I have to admit, looks amazing, but still, price point. What's your opinion? Garbage. That's my opinion. Let's see. We're at 32. Come on, guys. Hit that like button. Thank you, guys. Have you seen that third-party Connor McLeod Highlander figure that came out a couple months ago? Can't remember the name of the company. It's not a third party. It's Iconic. Iconic is 100% licensed. They've made Muhammad Ali. They've made Silent Hill stuff. They've made American Psycho. They've made Street Fighter stuff. It's all licensed. None of it is third party. But it is very, at least the Street Fighter Ken figure that I got, it's a kit bash. It's a Fison, a TB League body with a cheap head sculpt, a bunch of, cheap hands, and that's your entire figure. Cheap outfit, a bunch of, not even a bunch, a couple of cheap effects. That's it. That's your entire figure. So very, very cheap, but they are licensed. They're not third party. Yeah, Iconic. Yeah, Iconic is, they seem like they're making, decent product. Like I said, the Ken is very good. It's very, very nice. But again, it is not worth $300 fucking. Absolutely not. Never in a million years. None of them. Not Akuma, not Ryu, not Ken. If they make Chun-Li, she ain't gonna be worth no 300. If they make, because if they make Chun-Li, they're gonna make Cammy. Cammy is not gonna be worth 300. So that's the end of that. And then eventually, because remember, they're getting into it's Street Fighter 5 specifically. So whatever figures are in that video game, that's what you may get. And they could always add other stuff if they feel like it. So also, guys, here's another image, another shot of, this is Lois Lane, right? This is from the video of Hot Toys. So this is another angle of the figure. As you can see, wired cape. It's staying where they posed it. As you can see, look at the knees of the figure, right? You see the what do you call it? The quad muscle there. Here's a little further away shot. So this is the actor right here. I don't even know the guy's name. So this is supposed to be Superman. This is Lois, and I think this is supposed to be Lex Luthor here. The guy, he was the same guy that played the Beast in the Wolverine movies, in the new Wolverine movies. Not Kelsey Graham. What's his name? Kelsey Graham? I think it's Kelsey Graham. And then here's another side shot. So the one thing I love about again, remember that I was one of the first ones to tell you, this is funky because of the whole Henry Cavill's outfit and the whole Snyderverse Superman suit and all that stuff. So that suit was what changed everybody's perception on Superman. Meanwhile, everybody knows from day one Superman has always looked like this, right? So the cool thing about the figure, number one, the proportions, right? I told Bob the same thing. The figure looks great when it comes to proportions, right? It doesn't look funky like the Henry Cavill Justice League Superman, right? With those funky shoulders and those really, really massive thighs, right? So when it comes to that, he looks very, very good. Here is another shot, as you can see, right? They're not showing you any crazy poses, because I can tell you with that suit, you're not going to get much. Remember that those suits limit a lot of the articulation, especially with the arms going up, because it's a one-piece suit, right? There's nothing here to allow it to turn. But we'll see what happens when we get the actual release pictures. And for those who were watching the stream, when I forget who asked if Crypto was going to be made, here he is. It was a no-brainer. Why? if you pay attention to Hot Toys constantly making Grogu's, right? Anything that is attached to any character, especially stuff like this that they know will sell, that they know will make the figure that much better, why wouldn't they attach it to the figure or make it? So obviously they're going to add it. So here is the face. Again, blurry pictures from the video. We should be getting some better pictures soon. Here's a better picture. Shout out to Bob. So here is a side-by-side of the two together. So this is Crypto in the commercial, right in the trailer. And here he is as the figure. As you can see, it looks like he's got a slight flying pose, but I think he's just holding him weird. So he might just be walking regular, or at least looking like he's running towards Superman. And it looks like this might be a little wired too, guys. So I don't know. If that's the case or not, but at least from the picture, and as you can see side by side, look how perfectly accurate that looks when it comes to, like I said, the proportions. Look at the suit. Even the suit looks like it's a little bit baggier on him here, but look how perfect, because it looks wrinkled a little bit. So again, it could be lighting, but it looks a little bit wrinkled here, right? It's not super tight on him. As you can see, a little bit of slack in the elbows. That's where you get these wrinkles, right? The shoulders are perfectly even, as you can see here. The emblem, perfect, as you can see. The belt, perfect. Everything about it, perfect. So that's the thing, you know. It is pretty perfect. If you don't like the figure, you don't like the figure. If you don't like, you know, the look of the figure, you don't like the look of the figure. Now, the problem is, this is Superman. So if you're like complaining about the figure, then you don't like Superman, right? You like the characters of Superman. So for example, if you're looking at this figure like, oh, I don't know about this, I don't know about that, you don't care for Superman because this is Superman. What you care for is what? You like Henry Cavill as the actor, right? Once you watch them, you can't dislike this movie when you haven't seen it yet, right? So that's what I'm saying. So you're already stuck on, well, I love my Henry Cavill. This looks funky. This can't be good because I already love my Henry Cavill, and you're not going to get me out of loving my Henry Cavill. So I have to be negative and I have to demonize something else because I love my Henry Cavill. You don't love Superman. If you love Superman, oh my God, we got a new Superman. I can't wait. And if the movie sucks, at what? The movie sucked, but we got a Superman. That's a Superman fan. Right? If you're bashing a Superman over his suit, you're not looking for Superman. You don't have to like the suit, but you can't say, well, oh, I don't like the trunks on the suit. That's Superman. Snyder Cut with Man of Steel ruined it for everybody. And me, one of them. I love that suit. Once they showed us a Superman without the trunks, it was game over. Because now you don't need those trunks. I always wondered, what would it be like? Because every other superhero didn't have trunks. So I'm like, what would it be like if he didn't? Man of Steel was that. And everybody loved it. So now we're going back to what Superman looks like, and everybody's like, I don't like it. So you don't like Superman. If you like Christopher Reeve's Superman, and you don't like this one, what is the difference? You can't tell me, oh, it's the trunks on this one because Christopher Reeves don't have trunks. If anything, this suit has more design. Because remember, Christopher Reeves was plain. Just you got the symbol, plain. Plain blue, trunks, symbol on the cape. That was it. So no design, none of these lines, none of this detail, no higher collar too. Because remember, he was kind of his collar on the suit, right? It wasn't something like this tucked up here, nothing like that. So that's what I'm saying. You don't like the suit. You don't like Superman. You don't have to like the design on it, right? You don't have to like the new detail on it at all. But if you remove that, you get your blue, your red cape, and your trunks, and that's your Superman, period. So what's there to dislike? The fact that you're holding on to Henry Cavill's legacy, and you're like, I don't want to let this go. And that's okay. You don't have to, you know what I mean? You don't have to like it. Only thing I want from Inner is the Christopher Reeve Superman figure they tease. Yeah, and even that's not going to look great. I wanted that for the Clark Kent version that they did, and it doesn't even look good. So I'm like, you could keep that. Their likeness is not good at all. I can tell you, if it looks like that already from prototype, it ain't gonna be good when it's out. Luxbury, do you think it's on purpose? No, these are taken. These are like screenshots from the video, or wherever they got these from. This is not like Hot Toys images. That's what they look like. This. Not one good close up. Nope, not yet. Nothing yet. Hey, this one's the best one. This one's the best one. The suit actually fits him, unlike in the movie. That's what I'm saying, right? In the movie picture that I just showed you, kind of baggy, right? Kind of loose on him. See, here looks nice and tight, looks perfect. That's why he looks awesome. The suit looks awesome on him. I'm starting to like this figure. My boys have convinced me. No, again, you can't judge it until you see it. And once you see it, you can decide, right? And then you can decide what? You can decide whether you like the movie or whether you didn't like the movie. That has absolutely nothing with being a fan of Superman. Because if you love Superman, guess what? You most likely own the Smallville Superman, right? Not that they made one, but people were selling the head sculpts. People were kit bashing them, right? So that's Superman. The other Superman that's out right now, I forget the guy's name. Superman and Lois, right? That guy that plays the new Superman with Lois, Lois and Clark, or whatever it's called. That guy, that's a new Superman, right? If you love Superman, you have him, and they made him. Christopher Reeve. What do you call it? Henry Cavill, right? So you're gonna have every. What's the other guy's name? The one that played Superman Returns, Brandon Routh. So you have everybody. This one's a problem. Not every Superman movie was great. Why is this the problem? Why is this suit the problem? It's not a problem. The problem is, after Man of Steel, every Superman is going to look like a problem because of the outfit, and that's it. So we're judging this guy, this figure, right, over this outfit that it's a Superman. You know? That dog looks god. It's good. Oh my God. I hope they'll make a decent crypto opposite to what. Well, what do you mean a decent crypto? What are you looking for? What else are you looking for? This is it. So this is your decent crypto. There's nothing else to expect. They're showing it to you. It's going to be a statue. It's going to be a Grogu statue. The legs don't move, as you can see. There's no articulation, at least from the picture. Maybe there is. See, no articulation. It looks like. See, I don't think it's doing anything, guys. I think it's just a piece of PVC, and that's it. So there's your decent crypto, my friend. That's it. You're not gonna get. It looks like I said, not even articulation on the legs like Cosmo. Remember Cosmo? I believe Cosmo at least moved, and if his legs didn't move, at least his head moved. You know, so this is just an add-on. You know, even Grogu's the heads move, right? Not all the arms move, but the heads always move, I believe. You know, the suit's face needs some work. Again, these pictures are not 100%. We got to wait until they're released and we see it up close. So you can't really judge, from these crappy pictures. I feel the Hot Toys looks too toyish. The material is just off, at least from what I see in these pictures. Oh, well, again, lighting. Remember, lighting will, saturate some things or make them look different than what they look like in hand. So remember that too. Before, are you getting this, Bob? Or are you waiting for Luch to send you one? Damn, that top shot really does look like a Shooter McGavin. Correct. Crazy, right? Absolutely. I've been looking at him like, why does this look like that guy from Happy Gilmore? 100%. So that's what I'm saying. Don't judge the figure, at least the head sculpt from this images, because it looks nothing, right? It looks nothing like that. Moo!
Konnichiwa means what's up.
Welcome, my friend. I just don't like it because I hate the way DC is going. So screw this figure and this. Well, they changed everything. James Gunn is supposed to be doing everything, so hopefully they fix it. So you can't tell me I don't like Superman. Well, no, you can't dislike this already when you haven't seen it. That's number one, right? You can be upset with what you've seen already, right, regarding DC. Fair. But you can't be like, oh, this sucks because everything else sucks. No, it doesn't work like that. Can it suck? Absolutely. Does that mean just because everything else sucks, does that mean this is going to suck? Absolutely not. Is there a higher possibility that it's going to suck because everything else is sucking? Absolutely. But it doesn't mean it's going to. That's like saying you have to like Adam West Batman or you don't like Batman. Correct. You don't have to. It's not about. So here's a little different take on that, though. If you pay attention to the Adam West suit, right, the 66 Batman outfit, right, compared to an 89 Michael Keaton, that's night and day. And you can't say, hey, well, this suit looks like this. If you don't like this suit, you don't like Batman. Absolutely. It's a completely different suit. But if you pay attention, all of Batman's suits have been mostly different over the years. Superman has been what? Pretty much the exact same thing. If you look at a picture of all the Batmans over the years, and you look at the pictures of all the Supermans over the years, you're going to have Superman suits looking way more similar all over, right, all throughout time than the Batman suits. Batman suits have varied in color, varied in size, varied in armor, varied in a bunch of different things, varied in masks, varied in a bunch of different things. What is different about Superman in every single variant? Slightly different tone of blue, slightly different tone of red, whether you have the symbol on the cape or not, and whatever design the actual material of the suit has. That is your Superman. You can't really deviate from Superman too much. But if you go look at a Batman lineup of Batman over the years, it's not your typical Superman standard look. Absolutely not. So that's why it's a little different. You know what I mean? You don't have to like this because, because of let's say you don't like this because of the fact that now it's back with the trunks. But every other Superman besides Henry Cavill's Man of Steel Superman always came with trunks. So that is not the norm, right? So people fell in love with the one suit that wasn't the norm. And they expect that now to be the norm. Impossible. Right? So as I'm saying, you don't have to like this figure, but don't blame it on the suit. It's not the suit's fault. This is Superman's suit. That's the difference. But Super Batman 66 outfit, it is not the same as, an 89 Michael Keaton, Batman. Those suits are night and day. Right? So you can easily say, well, I don't like this suit. It looks, this looks cheap. This looks funky, which it does. It did. Right? But you like Batman because of what it stands for, right? You know that you can easily, right? Let's say you grew up, you were born in the 80s, 90s, right? Michael Keaton, you'll know Val Kilmer, you'll know George Clooney. You may not know, maybe you don't know, what's his name? Adam West. Let's say you don't know. But you see, after seeing Michael Keaton's Batman suit, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, Batman and Robin, everybody, Christian Bale, right? You see all these suits that are all incredible, all different colors, all different styles. And then you just happen to look at the Adam West 66 suit. You're not going to be like, oh, I hate that Batman. No, you'll be like, oh, wow, that's Origins. That's basic. That's, one of the very first suits. But you're not going to be like, oh, I hate Batman because all those suits are different than the Adam West. No, impossible. Or you're not going to hate that, all Batmans because of that suit, or you're not going to hate that suit because of all Batman. Absolutely not. So that's what I'm saying. Wait, did Hot Toys do Glutapew? It looks like they did. It looks like that is 100% styled. Unless we were lucky enough to be graced by Justin's ideas again. And they said, wait a minute. If Justin gave InArt the idea to do a pube curl for their InArt Superman, let's steal his masterful idea and put it on the... Get the hell away from me. Philly says, knowing Hot Toys, they'll eventually come out with upgraded head sculpt, better proportions, better suit. Correct. If there's another movie, absolutely. It's always there will always be an updated figure to any figure that is made, obviously, unless it is unnecessary. So, for example, what does that mean? A Superman will always get a better version every time there's a new one made. A Batman, there will always be a better version every time there's a Batman made. Perfect example. The X19, which is supposed to be the best of the best, and then you have MMS 772, I believe, which is the Batman Armory and Batman. And I always give you guys that example because that's what it is, right? So we've got the best DX19, and then we got a better one right after that. So 100%. The problem is they don't just make Supermans for no reason, right? So there's got to be a reason for them to make a better one, right? They're not going to make a better one within the same movie. Right? They could give you a different one, but they're not going to give you a better one. The better one's going to come with the second release, right? Whether it's a second movie or, if he appears in somebody else's movie and then they made the figure from that, that's going to be your better one. But then you're not going to get this one and then a couple months later, oh, there's another better one. It ain't going to happen. At least not anytime soon. I love it for saying after Man of Steel, there's nothing else to improve in Superman. That's what I'm saying. That's what has everybody upset. That's why let me tell you something. When I saw that suit, I was like, that is the most badass looking Superman I've ever seen. Right? So that's why I was, again, one of the first people. The moment this Superman was shown, I was like, yo, this looks funky. I was like, why would they do that? They just had the best Superman, not only Superman actor, but Superman suit. What are you going to do? This is Superman. You don't have to like it. This is Superman. If anything, Henry Cavill was not a standard Superman because it didn't have the trunks. And every Superman we know has the trunks. So that's what I'm saying. It's a crazy situation because the one that's not supposed to look like Superman, that's the one we embrace the most. You're right. Superman is Superman, I believe. The heat with this one comes from Cavill being so correct. Absolutely. Period. That's it. So people holding on to their own love for Cavill and that Superman, they reject everything just in the moment, just immediately. Oh no, nah. I love my guy. But wait until you guys give it a chance. Wait till the movie comes out, and hopefully you'll be proven wrong. If the movie sucks, then it is what it is. But again, if the movie sucks, I understand some of you guys need to have a connection to the movie to buy the figure. I will tell you the figure is going to be beautiful regardless of what the movie or how the movie does. So you shouldn't, again, everybody does what they want. That's why I don't let movies dictate my collection. Can you imagine? Oh, the movie sucked. I'm not buying shit this month. Never. And I understand people do that, and that's how they shop, and that's how they buy. They need to have emotional attachment to things. I get it. I don't need to do that. That's why I just buy, whatever I like, which is mostly every single Hot Toy that comes out. But people need justification. People need to feel comfortable before buying. 10 seasons of Smallville, and he wouldn't put the suit on. Yeah. No, well, you got to understand too that the whole point of the of the show was, it was called Smallville for a reason. It wasn't called Superman. It wasn't called Clark Kent. It wasn't called anything like that. It was to give you the origin story of Superman and, his life during all those years in the very beginning, of him discovering and trying out all these powers and stuff, which that would have been cool to have him as Superman, but I made a custom of him because nobody ever made him. So I bought a red jacket, I bought a blue polo, a pair of jeans, a pair of Jordans, red and black Jordans, and I have his head sculpt on that they sold third party to. Crypto gonna be like Einstein, dog, can't wait. Correct. Literally exactly the same thing. Same exact material, same exact type of plastic, same exact type of statue. 100%. There's always been larger time gaps between Superman movies. Correct. Yeah, I don't know why, but absolutely. They don't make them as often. I haven't even bothered to watch the trailers. I don't care. This guy's so upset. Gunn going to give Clark hypno glasses and still have him act like a goof. Yep. Absolutely. Because Superman fans refuse to let the character grow and evolve. Well, no, that's the thing, though. Think about it. It's like saying, for example, let's say Bruce Wayne. Right? We know Bruce Wayne's a billionaire and he's got never-ending money and he's very smart, blah, blah. Let's say the comic book, evolved to, life happens. Bruce Wayne goes bankrupt and then he's got no money to do nothing, to buy gadgets, to buy. You know what I mean? So he has to stick to that. That's who Superman is. Part dork, to hide his identity, and then he's the hero. That's just who it is. You can't take that away from the character because that's part of the character. You can't be like, oh, well, Superman's not dorky anymore, so then that's not Superman anymore, And it's not that Superman's dorky. He acts that way. It's not that he is that. He acts that way. So he has to act that way to hide who he is. So if you take that away, then everybody's gonna be like, oh, that regular guy looks like Superman, so that again, I'm assuming that's why they do it. It's not the suit, it's that Superman is going to be a live action Super Friends 70s camp. Barry, how are you? Well,
I'm doing.
I really hope the Snyder fans don't trash this movie just because they cavil. Correct, it's gonna happen. Because Bale is my favorite Batman, but I still look forward to seeing the different Batman media. That's exactly correct. That is correct. And that is most likely what's going to happen. That is what is already happening. Nobody's giving this a chance at all. Everybody's from the moment, again, me being one of them. Because when you see Cavill and you see this, you're like, what the hell is this? But you need to step away from that for a second and go back before Cavill and realize every Superman is the same. Every single one. That's the problem. So we're stuck on the abnormal one, which is crazy. Two Fingers, welcome, my friend. Nice to see you.
Hello!
The Superman can be a deep line with all the heroes in it. Hawker, absolutely. Same thing with Black Adam. Black Adam could have been an amazing figure line. Hawkman. Who was the magician guy? Dr. Fate. Adam. Typhoon. What was the name? Typhoon or whatever the hell his name was. Cyclone. Typhoon. Cyclone. So all of these figures would have been amazing to own. Especially, I would have loved a Hawkman. Loved the Hawkman. That third-party one, I almost got it. I was like, because I know the company, I forget who made it. I was like, this is going to be garbage. I was 100% right. It was 100% garbage. and I'm like, I'm good. But absolutely, they could 100% do the Green Lantern guy, which again, I don't think so, right? They're not going to do a head sculpt of that guy. Hawk Girl, if they didn't do Hawk Man, I can tell you most likely not going to do her either. That would be epic though, but I doubt it. Again, if the movie does very, very, very well, then most likely yes. But if it doesn't, then we're not getting much from that movie. As of right now, from everything we've seen, I can tell you I would be shocked if we get any other figures from the movie, to be honest. If we do, I'll be very, very surprised and very, very shocked, because I don't think we're getting much from the movie at all. Again, I think because they expect, people are expecting it to be so bad that I'm assuming Hot Toys are like, we're just going to start with this and see what happens, Fabs, I hope Lois gets this guy. Daniel Evans, welcome. Nice to see you. First time. Welcome. Guys, don't forget to hit that like button. There's 31 of you guys in here. Thank you guys for being here. Let's try skipping people's chats. Who did I skip? Let me see. Who did I skip? Let me see. I didn't skip nobody's chat. Have you seen that third party? Oh yeah, no. Yeah, I didn't skip anybody's chat. Nope, nobody's chat. I didn't skip nobody's chat. Nope. I thought so. Let's see. All right, so here we are. All right, so I'm back down here. All right, here we go. So fingers. All right. I got to be honest. I wasn't going to get the Superman after this conversation. I'll definitely be getting him. He'll be our next Superman. Correct, right? So again, you don't have to like this Superman, but then you don't care for Superman. This is our next Superman. This is who's going to be in the movies, at least for as far as we know as of right now. Right, so if you don't like Superman, right, then you could easily be okay without this guy because you don't like Superman. But if you like Superman, there is no way that you're gonna have a Superman figure available and you'll be like, nah, I don't really like that guy. I love Superman, I don't like that guy. You know damn well, and everybody else knows that this figure is gonna look incredible in your collection when it comes out. It's that simple. Doesn't mean you got to go pay full price for it. Doesn't mean you got to go, overpay for it. No. You could most likely, if you want, obviously it's up to you, wait for it down the line and get it for cheaper if you can. But you don't, if it's not something that's like, oh my God, I'm going crazy over this, just wait for it. Wait for you to get it, $200, $220, whatever you're comfortable with. Wait, 15 years until Joe to drive 15 hours to get it for you for $150. Joe! I skipped on Black Adam figure because the movie sucked, but those figures are great. See, and this is the problem, right? So you skipped on the figures because of the movie, which again, it's fair because a lot of people do that, right? They don't like the movie. I'm not getting the figure. Those Black Adam figures are epic figures. Useless bodies, humongous, useless, muscular bodies. The figures are massive. Those suits are really nice. Epic figures. You get 2 head sculpts per figure, right? The black hoodie one, you get the gold. They're really, really good figures. So now you missed out on epic figures because you didn't like the movie. Clearly, obviously to you, you could care less because guess what? You didn't care for the movie anyway, so you don't really miss the figures. But you haven't seen the figures. If you had the figures in your hand, you'd be like, damn, this is incredible. That's what happens. But because you don't know that, you're like, oh, I don't care. Which you're better off not knowing. Because if every single person in this community got the chance, okay, if literally everybody, if there was a way that every single time a Hot Toys was announced, right, and it was up for pre-order, if there was a place, right, or if there was some type of technology that they could teleport the prototype to us, right? Like they did Brandon, right? Like they did with Brandon. They teleported the the figure to him. So if there was a way for us to try out the figure, test the figure, feel the figure, move the figure around for 10 seconds, and then the figure disappeared, you better believe that people would buy way more figures way more often if they got to see them in hand, try them in hand, feel them in hand, test them out in hand. 100%. Because they would be like, yo, this is crazy. This is awesome. This is different. This is cool. This is sick. This is, this is new. So 100% would happen. 100% would happen. So because a lot of people don't get to see them, don't get to try them out, test them out, they're just perfectly okay with not having them in their collection. But if they did, you better believe it'd be a different conversation. Fabs, yes, you did. I said to you earlier that if the Lubu figure goes demonic and the wife acts out, I am coming to live with you or nothing. No, I didn't see any of those. I'm telling you, I didn't see any of those comments. So if I missed something, it's not in the chat, guys. Let's see. I have Carol Soups and Sasha Kai Supergirl. I will hold judgment on the Super until I see the movie. Correct. And again, remember that just because you didn't like the movie does not mean that the figure is going to be garbage. It does not mean that at all. The figure is going to be great regardless whether the movie is good or bad. The figure is going to be great. Maybe it's just my thought process, but it does become a little frustrating knowing that Hot Toys probably won't release all the figures, won't be able to complete the entire cast of the movie or line. Well, so Hot Toys has never been known for that, number one. So there's nothing to complain about, right? This is not a Hot Toys complaint. We don't sit here complaining about Hot Toys not making entire lines. They've never been known for that. Number two, you may not know this because you haven't been around for long, but Hot Toys, there was a time where Hot Toys was only making heroes. We were not getting villains for anything. The only villain that they were constantly making for whatever reason was the purple coat Joker, was the Heath Ledger Joker. That was the one villain they were making left and right, and then they went with the Jack Nicholson Joker and stuff like that. But villains, they were not making. People were crying to Hot Toys, begging, guys, please, Hot Toys, please make villains. Please, Hot Toys, please, because we were getting single figures, right? And it was just always the hero, always the hero, always the hero, always the hero. But yo, we don't even have a Loki to go next to our bad guy. You know what I mean? Not literally because they made Lokis, but we don't have a bad guy to go next to our hero. So forever, it was just hero after hero after hero after hero. It was never a villain. Then they started making more villains and more villains. And Darth Vader was another villain they were making constantly. But nothing from every line that they were making. There was no villain from every line. That was the point. So forever, we didn't even get villains. So to say, we don't get full lines, that's not even a thing. It's never been a thing for Hot Toys to complete lines. Now, because they do complete lines, right, to a certain extent, it doesn't mean that they have to complete everything, right? So for example, they've done the Bad Batch. Right? They've done the entire line. Guardians of the Galaxy. They've done the entire line. Avengers. They've done the entire line. Right. But that's not the norm. Doesn't mean that they do the entire line for everything. Right? Just because they've done it for some stuff does not mean that they're going to make it for everything, especially if the movie is, a problem. They didn't do it as well or, whatever. But Hot Toys is not the company to look for to make full lines. That's what third parties for. We use third party figures as fillers for the figures that Hot Toys isn't making, right? So if you pay attention, the third party figures are the ones that usually complete the lines from Hot Toys, not Hot Toys itself. It is very rare that Hot Toys makes everything, and even when they tease figures that they're planning on making, sometimes they don't even make those. So, that complaint in this community, it's not a thing. Like, so, for people to sit here, it's Hot Toys sucks because they don't make the whole line. That's not them, so that anybody complaining about that, it's not a valid complaint, because it's not like Hot Toys has been known to be the company that completes every single line. And they always complete the line. And, there's one time where they didn't complete the line. That's not a thing. You know what I mean? So an example of that is, like I said, for the Black Adam movie, right? Who made Hawkman? Third party, right? Who made? I don't think they made anybody else. Oh, yeah, they did. Mr. Dr. Fate. Third party. Who made Shazam? Because remember, Hot Toys teased Shazam. They never made it. Third party. So third party, when it comes to getting full lines, it's always third party. If third party doesn't do it, you ain't getting shit. But it's always third party filling in. Hot Toys will give you the main characters, the most main characters. If the movie does well, they'll go all over the place. But usually you get the main characters, and then and then third party fills in whatever it is that they feel like making. Faz, do you think we will ever get that pink thing is? Do you ever we will get whatever that pink thing? What pink thing? What pink thing? What are you talking about? I don't know what pink thing you're talking about. Let me know, Ash. But yeah, guys. So again, it looks perfectly fine. You see, it doesn't look great here at all, right? The likeness is very off. The picture is very blurry. So don't hold that against the figure right now. If it looks like shit when we get the announcement, then that's a different conversation. But right as of right now, as you can see, you could even see the chin dimple, right? In the picture, in the blurry image. So it says a lot, as you can see, right? He's got the cheek lines here that he's got here, right? So also the jaw, right? The prominent jaw here, as you see right there. So just from the features, it looks perfect. But again, we got to wait and see for the actual announcement. Faz, the bad guy from Superman. The pink thing. He was a pink thing? I thought the bad guy in Superman. So they had the guy, which I mentioned, right? It was the robot. And they said that Supergirl is supposed to be within that robot. So that's one of the bad guys. Then what's his name? Lex Luthor is the other guy, but I don't know what pink thing. I didn't see anything pink. Maybe I'm there's some type of alien in the movie too, though. But I don't know. Garlic, welcome.
Hello.
Thank you for being on time. Unbelievable. Yeah, let me know, Ash, so I know what you're talking about, because I don't know what pink thing you're talking about. And then here's the other one. So there's Crypto. There's Soups. There's Soups. There's Soups. And there is Soups. Carlos. All right, so I'm going to wait for you, Ash, and then we're out of here. The figure looks better than the real things. Imagine. Let's see. Metamorpho? No. So, no, you're talking about the bad guy. It's, oh my God, Brainiac. Brainiac is supposed to be the bad guy of this movie. So it's not pink. It's like a purple. He's got like a purplish hue to him. So, yeah, so that would be epic. That would be epic if they did Brainiac, which again, I just remembered he's supposed to be the villain of the movie. They just don't show you much of him to not give it away. But Brainiac is the bad guy. Yes, Brainiac. I forgot. He is in they don't show you anything of his on the trailer, but they do show you like his colors in one of the clips, that purple, like pinkish, like hue to the shot. And that's what gives it away that it's Brainiac. So the thing is this. They did Kang for Ant-Man. I would expect, just from pattern, right? I would expect Hot Toys to make Brainiac. Now, here's the problem. How many villains has Hot Toys made from DC?
Don't worry, I'll wait.
Bane, Catwoman. And we're talking about movie, right? We're talking about MMS. We're not talking about Arkham, right? We're not talking about any of that. We're talking about MMS. What villains, what Superman villains have Hot Toys made? Bane, Joker, Catwoman, Zod, Scarecrow, five villains. If anybody has any more, let me know. Mr. Freeze was not made by Hot Toys ever. He's up for pre-order right now, though he's not out yet. Reverse Flash was not made by Hot Toys ever. So that's wrong. So far we have 5 DC villains. 5. Okay? 5. That's what I'm saying. Just from pattern. Right? They haven't made shit. Okay? They haven't made shit. So that's what I mean. If they made Kang for Marvel, why can't they make Brainiac for DC? It's a problem. It's a problem. Oh, Fabs, come on. No, I'm saying it's not out. It's not out yet, so they haven't made it. You know what I mean? That doesn't count. But even so, fine. Let's include it. Now you got 6, Mr. Freeze. What do these guys have in common? They're recycled figures. How many Catwomans did they make? 2. How many Banes did they make? 2. How many Jokers did they make? 13 billion. How many Scarecrows did they make? They're going on their second one. So that's my point. So recycled figures, recycled villains, to be more specific, they keep doing and doing and doing. Brainiac, does it mean they're not going to do it? Absolutely not. They could do it all day long. But it is not a recycled villain. Therefore, it is a lesser chance of it being made because it is not something that is mainstream. That's the only problem with getting that figure made. Let's see. Fab is smoking crack. Black Manta, another one. So that now we're up to 7. How many DC figures do we have? We have way more than 7. How many, not figures, how many heroes have been made for DC? Way more than 7. That's what I'm saying. So just from pattern, Marvel would most likely make it. DC, we're gonna wait. We gotta wait and see. All Batman villains. They suck. Who sucks? Brad, are you seeing the movie? Ash, I'll wait till it hits max. Yeah, of course. He's saving every penny so he could buy more comic books. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So yeah, guys, like I said, it is going to be up to you guys, right? You personally, to get over this. I don't like this Superman. Again, you don't have to like anything, right? But I feel like a lot of people aren't liking it for the wrong reasons. They're not liking it because, again, the love and attachment to Henry Cavill, which there's nothing wrong with that. But we may be missing out on a great Superman also just because of, we're being, close-minded about the new figure. Unbelievable. All right, guys. So I'll see you guys. What's today? Tuesday. I'll see you guys sometime this week because I have a feeling something else. Well, we gotta be back for the announcement of Superman, which is most likely going to be tomorrow or the next day. I don't think they're going to wait much longer, knowing that the figure is all out. Everybody's seeing it, right? They showed the video on Hot Toys' social media, so most likely tomorrow, right? I don't see why they would wait much longer for it because it's already unveiled anyway. But we'll see how long they wait for it. Fabs, my feelings are telling me it's bad. And we'll make more DC villains. Yeah, let's hope so. They're not even making 1/6 scale anymore. They went to Morphig, your favorite brand, because they knew that they couldn't hang with the king, So they're like, you know what? Let's go do less figures with Morphig. Disgusting. It is not Wednesday, you garlic knot. Good try, though. All right, guys. So as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.